The reason I enjoy being on the Budget Committee is I always find it extremely amusing about who poses as great deficit hawks. Many of the loudest voices about the serious crisis of deficit reduction and the national debt are people who have, more than anybody else, grown our deficit. So as a deficit hawk, unlike people on the other side, I didn't vote for the war in Iraq. How much is that going to cost us, Mr. Secretary?
Well, I don't have those numbers now, but it's hundreds and hundreds of billions of dollars.
No, it's more than that. By the time you take care of the last veteran, it's probably in the trillions of dollars. I didn't vote for that, but the deficit hawks voted for that. I don't recall one question, Mr. Chairman. How much is that war going to cost? Do you recall that? I didn't hear it coming from the other side. The way I do arithmetic is if you give $1 trillion in tax breaks to the wealthiest people in this country and you don't offset it, you know what? It results in a significant deficit. Mr. Chairman, do you recall anyone saying, gee, if we give tax breaks to the very rich, it's going to result in a deficit? I didn't vote for that. I'm the deficit hawk, but my friends over there, no, I didn't see that. The chairman often shows, I don't know if you have that famous chart of this building in the Cayman Islands, where we have, 18,000 corporations, 18,000 mostly American corporations, in one building who are avoiding about $100 billion a year in taxes. Some of us think that that is insane, an insult to the American people. Some of us want to eliminate that. But my so-called deficit hawk friends, I don't hear very much coming from them on that issue. Medicare Part D. Medicare does not negotiate drug prices with the pharmaceutical industry, wasting billions of dollars a year. So my point is, I consider myself far more of a deficit hawk than many of my Republican friends. But I have to admit, I do have to admit, that some of them are very serious about the deficit because their response about deficit reduction is to give even more tax breaks to the wealthy and large corporations, and then at the same time, slash Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid, education, and the other needs of working people. So I would suggest that there is a strong element of hypocrisy for those people who are willing to spend on wars, tax breaks for the rich, but then they really, really get tough in the middle of a recession on the elderly, the children, the sick, and the poor.